Hello, welcome to video 4. Today we're talking about marginal and conditional distributions. On my right here is the lovable Mr. Lewis, and I'm the lovable Mr. Miller. And you are our lovable stat students. It's a hot one here at Foreman, and
Yes,
we're going to be
is.
quick today, so this is a shorter video.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, here we have a two-way table. This is from our Titanic example. And on the left, we have the categories alive or dead. So that was the variable survivors. And on the top, class, first, second, third, and crew. Today, we're going to be pulling distributions from this table. We're going to learn about marginal distributions and conditional distributions. Margins are the edges. And in the table, along the bottom row, and the column on the right. These are where the totals go, and these edges are called the margins. We're going to find marginal distributions in the bottom row and the row to the right. So you're going to see that in the next example. So margin means like the edge. That's why they're called marginal distributions. They're on the edge of the table. All right, let's go.
We're on the edge of things.
Oh, totally. All right, that's where we like to be. So here's our problem we're going to use for actually the whole video here. So students in an Intro to Stats course were asked to describe their politics as liberal, moderate, or conservative. And they're also asked to identify whether they're male or female. So here's our two-way table. We want to find the marginal distribution of politics in the class. So Mr. Lewis is going to draw a table here. This is going to be kind of like a relative frequency table or a frequency table. When we want the distribution of something, the first thing is to write the categories. So we're finding the distribution of politics. So the first category is liberal. You can just put an L maybe or abbreviate. The second one is moderate. And the third category is conservative. And maybe draw a line, a vertical line. Oh, okay. We can do that too.
All right.
All right. So we're finding the distribution of politics. So we want to know the total number of liberals. There are 85 liberals. Notice how that bottom came from the bottom row of the table. All right. There are 80 moderates. That came from the bottom row also. And there are 27 conservatives. So this is the frequency distribution of politics. We labeled the categories and we wrote down the frequencies. Sometimes you might want to convert this to percents. That would be relative frequency. Okay, so we'll add those in very quickly.
Remember, those are out of your total.
Okay, the
Just
total
down right
is
here.
192. Oh, man.
Already ahead of you. Yeah.
Wow, so out of 192. Okay, so the percent for the liberals, 85 divided by 192, is 44.3%. So this part we think you got, the percent part. It's just finding the numbers to complete this, looking in the right spot. 80 divided by 192
Probably similar.
is 42%. 27 divided by 192 is 14%. And if it doesn't quite add up to 100, that's because we did a little bit of rounding. All right, so the marginal distribution for politics, we're asking for the total number of liberals, total number of moderates, total number of conservatives is in the bottom row. Okay, next.
All right.
There's another marginal distribution. We could talk about the marginal distribution of gender. Since there are two variables, we can find the marginal distribution of either one. This time, there are two categories. We have females and males. Okay, so we want to find the total number of females. So if we look across, that's found on the right. There are 77 females. And males, 115. All right, this time I got it. 77 divided by 192 is 40.1%. And 115 divided by 192 is everything else, is 59.9%.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah, it sucks being old and slow. All right, it's just going to get worse.
All right.
Here we go. Now, this is something different, a conditional distribution. We want the distribution of something like politics under the condition that they're female. So we'll only be looking at one row or one column. So conditional distributions, like I just said, are either a row or column. Okay, so next slide, we're going to find a conditional distribution. So it says, find the conditional distribution of politics for females. Okay, so we should start by writing down the categories for politics. If we're finding the distribution of politics, we need its categories. So the first category is liberal. Second category is moderate. And the third category is conservative. Okay, so this is for females. There were 35 liberal females. There were 36 moderate females, and there were 6. And again, we can convert this to percents. This time it's not out of 192. Mr. Lewis, what is it out of?
It will be out of 77.
All right, because
there are only 77 females.
So there was a condition. The condition is females. We're only talking about females. All right, so the liberals, we got 45.5%. Okay, moderates, 36 divided by 77 is 46.8%. And conservatives, I get 7.8%. Okay, so the 100.
Rounding out the table.
So the first row, that's the frequencies. The second row is the relative frequencies. We may need relative frequencies because usually the next step is to make a graph. We're not going to do that here, but that's usually where this is headed. We would want one graph for the females and one graph for the males.
All right.
Okay, here we go. So again, this is the distribution of politics, but this time for males. We're only considering the second row this time. Okay.
Liberal, moderate, conservative, total.
Okay.
All right.
So liberal, we have 50 males, 44, and 21 conservatives. So it's just a matter of knowing where to look. The total is 115. All right, just to show off our percent skills, we'll convert these. So 50 divided by 115 is 43.5%. 44 divided by 115 is 38.3%.
3.3%.
Okay. 21 divided by 115 is 18.3%.
3%.
Again, so marginal distribution in the margins. And if they're not there, we have to add them. Conditional distributions, rows or columns.
All right.
All right, we're almost done. We can go the other way. So this time we're going to find the conditional distribution for gender. Okay. And the condition is, first condition is liberal. So we need to write the categories for gender. We got females and we have males. Females, it's the first column. For the liberals, 35 and 50. And the total for those is 85. So 35 divided by 85. About 41.2% of females are liberal. Okay, and then for males, 58.8%. Okay,
Perfect.
got a lot of liberal males there.
There
All
we
right,
go.
moderates. This will be the second column. So again, we're finding the distribution for gender, so the categories are female and male. 36 females.
And 44 males.
Okay, so females is 45%. You're going to get so used to finding these percents, so.
Which would mean that the males would have to be 55%.
All right, I'll buy that.
All right. Save some calculator time.
So there's a third column. Okay, so since there are 3 categories for politics, we have 3 conditional distributions.
Right. So we're back. 6 females are conservative. 21 males are conservative.
27.2.
27.
That's why it's good to do math as partners, man. I'm all about doing math with partners.
And 72.8.
77.8, my friend.
77.8. See, that's exactly why you do it as a partner. Some people can't do it.
Okay, so now Just a little preview of what's coming. We would want to know what's the differences in these. Is there a difference in the distribution for liberals, moderates, and conservatives? So that's the main point of the unit, comparing different groups, and we'll talk about that very soon. And that's why we use a graph.
All right.
Mr. Lewis, it's time.
Okay. Now it's time for you guys to be on your cell.
They're all on their own.
I don't know if they're ready.
Okay.
All right. The surveys of autos parked in the student and staff lots at a large university classified the brands by country of origin, as seen in the table.
You went out and counted this?
I did. I don't really have much of a life.
Okay.
So here we have our two-way table. Okay? We're going to ask you to find the marginal distribution of both drivers and then of origin. All right? And then come back and find the conditional distributions of origin for student drivers, and then for staff drivers, and then for a driver of American origin. So we're not going to have to do both American and European. We just gave you one.
All right. A little comment here. There's something missing in this table. What's missing? They might want to add in.
They might want to add in the total.
Yeah, the margins are missing. So probably want to write the totals in the margins. And good luck.
All right.